ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. Greetings to all my friends. Greetings to all those that are seen and unseen. Greetings to all those that are watching but remain or wish to remain out of sight. Um, Thank you for joining us. There's a lot happening. We are moving into a new phase, and this phase requires some serious uh, reflection. It requires time to look at really what the whole game's been about and where we begin to the roles we need to play. So let me just bring things first to some kind of a understanding. Um, we started off back in March, and with the understanding that this timeline had a kind of an energetic waviness to it, and it went in little phases. So you notice that with the fear in the back in March, April, May time slowly kind of moved into anger and protests, and then it died down a little bit. And as expected and anticipated, September, October, November, December, all the way up to, I would like to say, maybe 2021, 22, we have a huge moment of change. And a huge moment of change is just in the process of beginning. We are at the next phase, just as how life changed from February to April this year, and it was a sudden change. It was a quantum change. It was a change in which the entire paradigm of working has now shifted. Now, as this is going on, and and we called this out back in March, April, that this whole process of COVID or pandemic, as we called it at the time, seemed to have undercurrents to it, which I'm not going to explore today. But what I want to explore today is how we can prepare for ourselves in order to meet some of the changes and challenges that are coming our way. So, as anticipated, we would start seeing the riots and the protests beginning in September. And you can see, well done to all those people who went on the marches around the world, including Berlin, Madrid, Paris, London, and many other countries where even people held ceremonies. For example, one of our mentors, Mata Pilar, Sandra in Spain, the work that these guys are doing, other family friends that are doing, are genuinely to move this process as in the most compassionate way, such that humanity does not have to suffer the consequences of walking blinded into an agenda that is unfolding. And I'm not saying that there is that this agenda is necessarily going to get its objectives. What I'm saying to you is that, and we are now upon the next phase of energetic change, which will probably begin around the middle of September. But it really is an energetic change of deconstruction, of systems falling apart, of time where if your focus is on careers, if your focus is on holding your job, if your focus is on trying to maintain a life that was, you're going to suffer. this, because that lifestyle is over. That is not going to be the priorities that we are going to be are starting to face now. As this wave of unemployment, as the concerns about children going to school, as the parents become more and more nervous, um, and the different messages coming from different arenas, where the official worldview doesn't stand up to scrutiny. So, as you can see, this undercurrent has started to bubble up now. So, it's bubbling up in these incredible marches, which are uh, calling the official narrative, and scrutinizing it and calling it out. And unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on which way you want to look at it, it's not holding to what is um, the actual what the narrative is supposed to be telling you, that you're all going to die, you're all got need to take these precautions, you need to work from home, da 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 da. So you can see the changes that are afoot right now, right this moment, right? It's not a question of waiting for the changes and looking back and saying, oh, what can we make of it? No, it's actually participating in the change itself. And hence, we were looking previously on how we cultivate a sense of objective distance. So we see everything, we believe nothing, and we go with our heart. And we've built a good level of immunity. We've got good, you will notice, and thank you for all the wonderful people from around the world that have been contacting us about last week's meditation and the kind of impact it was having. So just to reiterate, not the impact seemed to be across a whole range of people. So just to know that if people did experience something that was a little bit deeper, more, yeah, let's just use the word deeper in that meditation, then you weren't the only one. There were many other people from across the world that have shared that information with us. So, going back to this stage of anticipating what is on the way and how to manage it, well, we built our immunity, and maintain your immunity. So no matter what the threat is out there. So if the virus threat doesn't work, which obviously it's now coming to its shelf life, maybe another few months, then there are other ways to bring the symptoms of this stuff out. For example, the use of frequencies, the use of sound waves can make people just drop in the on while they're walking, suffer intense headaches, have even right to the point of not just having runny nose or aching teeth or aching bones, but actually can even induce blood to come from your mouth, your ears, etc. So frequency can be used. All right. So vigilant. Be vigilant. Um, and if you begin to see all of a sudden, people just falling apart everywhere, one of the causes can be the use of frequencies, the use of sound. And it's important to realize that these symptoms can be induced in different ways, chemically, through bacteria, viruses, but also through sound as well, and even through food. So important to realize, the fact that you have a runny nose doesn't necessarily mean that you have a terminal illness. So anyway, coming to this shift, the next shift that we're going to. So it's a shift of deconstruction. It's a shift of things being pulled apart. It's a shift of potential energy that's been squeezed until it explodes. It kind of blows up, and that's really what we can expect for the next 3 months, 4 months. And what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is systems actually not able to cope with the new emerging paradigm, and therefore have to be modified. Well, we can play a role in its modification. We can play a role in this modification. So the fact that we are able to work from home is a good thing, or we can create our own working environment that's safe, that's with our family, with our friends, etc. But also don't forget, local communities, create communal groups, create communal groups. We are moving towards, the surprising thing is the future is going to take us to the past. And the future is going to take us to the past of how people used to live in indigenous or what were considered to be uncivilized cultures, where you have ancient science, you have ancient medicine, you have ancient skills that are valued. So, skills that are valued, not about sitting in front of a computer and playing a game. Not saying that's a great skill, good luck with that. But the real skills of how to plant for food, how to look after yourself. So it's important that we are able to create uh, an environment where there's this sovereignty. Remember, self, when we were really dealing with healing, and then we were dealing with sovereignty. So once your sense of self is a little bit more aligned, heart coherence helps that, and we're going to do heart coherence this afternoon. The other thing is sovereignty. Need to be prepared. Need to have. I come from a tradition that has this phrase "tyar par tyar." You are prepared in your preparedness, right? You are prepared. Better to prepare and not need than need and not prepare. And what do I mean by that? Well, what I mean by that is you can begin to see things are starting to wobble a little bit. Okay, so make a note of it. Watch for the banks to wobble a bit. Watch for more unemployment figures to come out. As you begin to hear more and more of this, you will begin to see that things are starting to wobble a bit. And it's okay, it's going to wobble, it's going to deconstruct in many ways, but there is a new reconstruction that's already taking place. And you're part of this. I'm part of this. Many others are part of this. So, as you begin to be, the moment you feel that, the moment you feel that there's something that seems a little bit amiss, then become a little bit more vigilant, right? Become a little bit more vigilant. Sudden events may be used just like the previous event of, hey, you're all going to die overnight. If the similar kind of event may be used as something sudden, something to shock, because if you're in shock, you are unable to comprehend things. People who are in hysteria fail to realize they are hysterical, right? So people who are in panic fail to realize they are in panic. So the fact that now to claim that your immune system is the first line of defense against illness and pathogens is that you're labeled into a conspiracy theorist. So even our own bodily organic functions now are being denied as being conspiracy, simply to divert attention. So please prepare, please become vigilant, begin to notice what's going around you. Be careful of participating in certain things. Non engagement is probably the best advice I can offer anyone. Maintain your sovereignty, leave me alone, let me get on with my life, maintain my sovereignty, but do not engage in the emotional drama. Doesn't matter where they're coming from. Don't try and get engaged in it, it'll pull you in. Right. So, what else can I say? This is a time for deep learning. This is a time for deep reflection. Whether you want it or not, you're going to get it. So, yesterday I was concluding a program, a course, and the idea was, well, and it was so synchronous that the last session happened to fall at this moment in time. Because what's the advantage of meditation, qigong, tai chi, alternative thinking, critical thinking, being able to unpack the official narrative? What is the advantage of that? The advantage of that is that while those around us, as the changes become very apparent, and obvious. And the inability of coping becomes then the new mental space. Many of the individuals who have had a practice, a discipline, a way of being will be of great assistance. Because the truth of the matter is, people are going to go through a rough time. But that doesn't mean we step back and we watch it. What it means is we participate. What it means is that we play our role and we hold our hand out and we realize that there were times when we were there, when we were blinkered, when we couldn't see the truth or the wood for the trees. Right? Many others are in the same space, and there's a level of denial, and you can't blame them. You know, people have built fantastic lifestyles, and all of a sudden, there is talk of people like me who are saying, by the way, the rug's about to be pulled underneath your feet. And not everyone is able to handle that. Not everyone is able to take that on board and say, you know what, yeah, I can handle that. So prepare, become aware that there are changes that are quite sudden and substantial that are now coming our way. And as we get into the darker nights, that is the time to be very vigilant. It's important to have, you know, when I say sovereignty, what do I mean? And I've touched on this a number of times. Sovereignty means that means you're able to look after yourself. Sovereignty means that you have enough to be able to prepare your food. You don't need to go to your local supermarket. You know how to cook food. You know what to do. Prepared means that if your credit card doesn't work for 10 days, it's okay. You know, you've got a little bit of cash lying around. Or if you haven't, you have enough resources to last you 10, 20 days, whatever. Sovereignty means being able to do something for yourself and for another to assist them. Sovereignty means to be honest and truthful and hold your integrity. Sovereignty means that you have the same human rights as every other life form. Sovereignty means that your divinity is no different from that which is divinity in its essence. And once we begin to realize this, and because humanity, in a way, culture in particular, the kind of, you know, poisoned culture that we have all been indoctrinated with, has taken us away from what it means to be human. It's taken us into trivia. It's taken us into that which is of entertainment. So now the time has come. What is of real help and assistance for you in this moment of change? Not a change that's going to happen, but the change that's undergoing now. What is of value to you? What is your value? So if we begin to just see this from our perspective of what is it that I'm able to do, capable of doing, how do I create a community? How do I ensure that there are groups of people? And, you know, for example, you know, there is a very possible scenario that, you know, schools will not be able to cope, as the universities have said now, with a kind of fear mongering that has already infected their brains, their worldviews. So they will not be able to cope with other spikes and other situations, and with with children unable to go to school, impacts parents, impacts jobs. So maybe communities can help offer some kind of support, you know. And I've seen this with my friends in Spain, in Candada, where different parents get together and provide education for children who are unable to attend formal schooling. So, you know, great opportunities coming forward. But having said that, you know, birth does not happen pain free always. And we are going through the contractions at the moment. And these contractions are about to get a bit more serious. So, without any sense of wanting to alarm or concern. It is simply saying we are in uncertain times. And being in uncertain times, it is important to have certain level of self-responsibility in place. Anyway, I think I've gone on enough. Um, Last thing I will say is personalities, characters, identities, they're going to have a rough time. So anyone who's lived with that little mask, this mask is about to fall apart. The time has come now to look at our authentic self. So don't give too much credibility to all the masks in entertainment. They're not your idols. You are your idol. So let's go for our meditation. And the meditation that we're going to go for today is heart coherence with heart coherence, and we will do the heart coherence, and then we will go into the space of silence if we can. Okay. So as usual, eyes are closed, mouth is closed. Just roll your neck a little bit so it's a bit loose. It's an important little thing to do that. Stretch your back so your spine feels straight and upright, and pull your shoulders back. So we go through protocol of begin with our body. So we begin with the body, we begin to sense the body first. So as you breathe in, begin to sense your body, becoming present to your body as best as you can. See if you can sense the whole body, or is there just a particular place your focus is being drawn to? Notice if your body has a form, an outline, a definitive form, or is it just a sense? See if you can bring your focus to the surface of your body. So perhaps your arms, the surface of your body, your face. See if you can notice if you have any awareness, say about an inch away from the surface of your body. Maybe you want to try that with your arms. So you have awareness of your physical body as such. But that awareness also extends a little bit further out of your body. Just want you to notice that. Bring your focus on the chair or the seat you're on. Allow yourself to be held in place. So you can afford to just relax a bit. Allow the flesh of your body to relax, to soften, while the structure of your body, the bones, remain upright. The spine remains upright. Notice the sensations where your body makes contact with whatever you're sitting on. Notice the sensation, its size, and intensity. Is it a soft sense? Is it something that has an intensity to it? The tone of your sensation, so to speak. Then as you breathe in, bring your focus upwards towards your hips, As you breathe out, bring your focus to your thighs. From your thighs, moving to your knees. From your knees, move down to your ankles, down to your feet, and then the soles of your feet. Go back to the seat. As you breathe in, notice your lower back. As your next breath comes in, bring this focus up to your middle back. As you breathe in, bring this focus up to your shoulder blades. Notice that your shoulders are not hunched, nor are they stiff or rigid. Allow them to relax. From your shoulders, move your focus to your elbows. From your elbows, move your focus to your wrists, palms of your hands, fingers on your hands. And then bring your awareness to your face. Allow your jaw, allow your face to relax. Notice your eyes. Notice the darkness behind your eyes. Allow your eyes to soften. Move your focus to your mouth. Allow your tongue to soften. Notice the sensations in your mouth. Notice the sensations at your lips. And then allow your face to soften, your jaw to soften. And as you breathe in, once again become aware of your body as best as you can. Notice that you are, in fact, held in place physically wherever you are. You can only breathe that which is in front of you. You can only stand or sit or lie with that which is beneath you. And you are held in place, held in time, the moment of now, and now, and now. Bring your focus to your chest. Notice how you feel. Ask yourself, is this moment enough? Is this moment enough? Is there something missing? And on your next breath out, begin to listen to the sounds around you. Just follow, allow the sounds to come to you. Try not to look for the sounds, try not to work them out, nor judge them or comment on them. Listening. Use this sound of the bell simply to listen. Once again, just follow the sound as best as you can. When you're ready, bring your focus just beneath your nose. Begin to watch your breath. Keep watching your breath. When you're ready, just bring your hand and place it across the palm across your chest. Left hand first for men, right hand first for women. And just begin to feel the palm of your hand against your chest. Notice the warmth. Notice the shape. Notice the sensations. As you breathe in, count 1 to 5 as the breath comes in your mind, 1 to 5 as the breath goes out. So your breath lasts 1 to 5 as it comes in, 1 to 5 as it goes out. Counting within yourself. Hold your focus on the count. One to 5 on the breath in, 1 to 5 on the breath out. When you're ready, see if you can slow your breath down a bit. And now you count 1 to 6 as you breathe in, 1 to 6 as you breathe out. 1 to 6 on the breath in, 1 to 6 on the breath out. When you're ready, let's see if we can slow our breath down just a little bit more. And now we count 1 to 7 as we breathe in, 1 to 7 as we breathe out. In, 1 to 7 as you breathe out. Hold your focus at your chest. And as you begin to notice how slow your breath is, bring to your mind something that you're grateful for, something that you're truly grateful for in this moment of now. Allow that feeling to develop. What are you grateful for in this moment of now? And as you begin to focus, recognizing that this moment is enough to be grateful for. The peace that you feel is enough to be grateful. The people that love you, the people that care for you, the people that you allow to be loved. Allow that feeling to develop. When you begin to feel some sensations in your chest area, some warmth, draw a slow, deep breath in, hold, and relax. Bringing your focus just beneath your nose and holding it. Just holding your focus beneath your nose. Notice the sound of your breath. Open your awareness, begin to listen to the sounds around you. Allow the breath to breathe by itself. Listening intently. Allow yourself to let go and just immerse yourself in the sound and the silence. Notice the silence. Notice that the experience you're having is your experience. It's your truth, for it is your experience. And in this experience, you may find yourself that you're the only one having this experience. You find that while you remain unchanging, everything around you is changing. You recognize that only as this body, in this form, in this awareness, you can have this experience. This experience that is creative and flowing, in which there is no pain, in which there is no fear, no hate. Notice the timelessness of this moment. For this is your form, for this is what you are, timeless, eternal. Eternity doesn't come. Eternity is now. Notice how this moment doesn't take birth. No one gives it creation, but it simply unfolds from itself. Moment by moment, breath by breath. And this silence and this stillness is the doorway to the source. The source that you are. Gently bring your focus back to your breath. Notice that you're still in the same place you began. Notice that you can sense your legs all the way down to your feet. That your back, shoulders are relaxed and upright. Your arms, hands, shoulders are relaxed and comfortable. Your eyes are closed, your mouth is closed, your face is relaxed. The breath breathes by itself. And here you sit in perfect harmony, aligned with existence itself. When you Use this bell to bring your focus back to your breath, drawing a few deep breaths in, and in your own good time, opening your eyes. Thank you for joining us. Hope that was as peaceful for you as it was for me. Know that you are taken care of. Know that everything that is happening is a game that's being played by divinity itself. Real players play not to win, but to play the game for the game. Real losers play the game to win. This is not a moment of competition. This is not a moment of strife. It's a moment for harmony. Let us join together and create a harmonious space of compassion, self acceptance, acceptance of others, but at the same time, sovereign. For you have the right to be human. You have the right to be alive. Look after yourself. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. May you be safe. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ